Patrick, and you're cooking up with Pat. Today is Sunday, and we decided we were going to have some pulled pork sandwiches. So I went out and I bought a nice pork shoulder, and our other ingredients are onions, carrots, celery. We're going to use some black pepper, some thyme, some rosemary, some pork rub. We're going to use some deli mustard, olive oil, soy sauce, brown sugar, and vinegar.
Hello everyone. Let's get started with trimming off the fat on your pork shoulder. You want to trim as much fat as you can. And then when you flip it over on the other side, you have a lot of skin. We're going to score that skin and season up the pork and get it ready for roasting. You could put a couple of scores in the skin. This way you'll get all your flavors and your seasoning to go into the cracks. This way it can make that pork really good. You don't want to go all the way through, just through the thick part of the skin. Okay, I think we have enough scores on it. First thing I like to do is put soy sauce on the skin of the pork. This gives it a nice color. When it's cooking, it makes it a little darker. So you can massage that in. You could flip it over. I'm going to use some pork rub. I'm going to massage it into the pork underneath its flaps, all over the pork. You can massage it in, flip it over, do the same. Get it all in the cracks. Then I'm gonna drizzle some olive oil on the skin and massage that in as well. This will help the skin get nice and crispy. And we're there. Okay, I preheated my oven to 425. We're gonna cook it for about 30 minutes to 40 minutes on a high temperature so that we can get the color that we need. This is in replacement to searing it. We're basically gonna sear it in the oven. Okay everyone, my oven is preset at 425. I'm going to add some garlic cloves to the bottom of the pan and about a cup of water. All right, and it's ready for the oven. Okay, we're gonna let this cook for about 30 to 40 minutes. Okay everyone, I took the pork shoulder out after about 40 minutes. It is ready to be covered. Put a tint on it of aluminum foil. But first I'm gonna put some pineapple on the bottom. And the juice. I love pineapple and pork together. I'm gonna add like another cup of water. Now we're gonna slow cook this pork in the oven.
We're gonna put the temperature on 325. And let's see, we're gonna roast it at 325. And then cover it with foil. And the rest of the spices and vegetables will go later. This has to cook for about 3 hours. I don't want the vegetables and spices to burn or overcook. So now we're gonna put it in the oven and leave it in there for 3 hours. Okay everyone, the pork has been cooking for 3 hours and it's nice and crispy, nice crisp on that skin. It's almost ready, and now it's time for us to put on the rest of the seasoning. Okay, we're back, and I'm going to make a little glaze for the ham, and then we'll put the rest of the seasonings on top of that ham. You're going to use about 3 tablespoons of brown sugar, maybe 1 tablespoon of white vinegar, and then you put in some deli mustard. You could use yellow mustard, you could use Grey Poupon. You just want to get a nice mustard glaze so that you can put on top so that it can continue to cook. So now that the ham is ready to go back into the oven, we're going to put some onions, carrots, some celery back into the pan. We couldn't put the vegetables in the pan in the beginning because it would have overcooked. Okay, now we're ready to put our ham back in the pan. We'll rest it on top of the vegetables. And then we'll glaze. We'll glaze it with our mustard and brown sugar and vinegar. Put it all over the ham, get it nice and juicy in these cracks and all on the sides. It's going to be really good when it comes out. All right. Okay, it's in there and it's ready for some more seasoning. I'm going to use some thyme. And we'll use some rosemary. And we're ready to put it back in the oven. We're going to cook it for another 45 minutes at 350. And this will lock in all the flavors with the glaze. And we'll be ready to make our pulled pork sandwiches. Okay, our sandwiches are partially made. I have one with a mustard barbecue, one with a regular barbecue, one all natural, and another one all natural. Okay, I made a little sauce. It's like a mesquite, mayonnaise and cilantro and lime. And I'll put some on this one as well. All right. Now back in Germany, they gave me a pulled pork sandwich about 25 years ago, and they put coleslaw on it. It was probably one of the best pulled pork sandwiches I ever had. I also like to put red cabbage. This is braised red cabbage. It's nice and vinegary and sweet. It'll make your sandwich perfect. I'll add a little jalapeno to the sandwiches to give them a nice pop. And we'll be back once we finish assembling. Okay. I put some of the skin from the ham on top of the sandwich. It's really, really crispy, no fat whatsoever. It's time for some beer and some good pulled pork sandwiches.